All right, hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Sensei and the People. Today we got a Crunchyroll nominated. It's called Suzume.
Yes,
Suzume.
Suzume.
It's definitely called that, and we are going to get into it right now. All right, guys. So we watched Suzume, which you can find on Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah.
Did you find a Crunchyroll?
No.
Huh.
I don't like to
Yeah.
reveal my secrets of pirating in One Piece. And all
You didn't
that
do
stuff.
that.
I believe it was on
I didn't do
Crunchyroll.
that.
You watched it legally. We
Yep.
watched it legally at the same place, same house.
It was on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
Because it was nominated
That's true.
there.
Yeah,
So
I
it
probably
wasn't-
should have watched it there.
You did watch it there?
Yeah.
So, we watched Suzume, a 2-hour movie.
Worth it.
Well, that's whoa.
Worth
Okay,
every minute.
Let's jump right in. All right. Well,
Oh, I mean, what is Suzume? Who
all right,
is Suzume?
Dev, give
Who
me a
was
quick
it?
synopsis, I guess.
That's where I was headed. So, we... Suzume is this girl that is coming of age, 17.
Oh.
Okay? So, she happens to run into a closer, which is this guy who is, how... 20?
He's a
20
dreamboat.
He's
like
like
older, like 20s, right?
27.
Like
He's
higher,
27.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she runs into this older 27-year-old guy who is a closer who closes doors that
On women. Yeah.
that stop catastrophes from happening.
Correct.
So if he doesn't close these doors, then basically
Worms?
Tokyo is going to have
Earthquake?
an earthquake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes
So-
sense.
She runs into him, and they end up going on this journey together. He's turned into a chair.
Yes. It's very important.
Facts.
He's a chair 70% of the movie.
So once his journey starts, she actually messes up, touches a cat, cat becomes alive, and then
It's kind of weird how you're saying all this stuff.
well, I mean,
He
these are
becomes
all
a chair. She touches a cat.
yeah, and the cat becomes alive. I mean, this is all
No,
stuff
yeah.
that this is all
I
stuff
mean,
that happened. Am I wrong?
The cat was
Yeah.
a stone key, but yeah. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I mean,
Keystone.
Keystone, yes. That's what I said.
so
We're all
they're
over
basically chasing this cat around, trying to make it become a keystone again, and also at the same time wanting the keystone to turn this guy back into a human again.
Right.
So we're following them on this journey, and eventually they end up. I guess they don't catch the cat, but the cat ends up feeling bad, and
Yeah, the cat seemed to have try to, I guess, put her on some kind of self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
Because the whole time the movie, the cat was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have fun with Suzume. I don't like you anymore," and then turn the guy into the chair. So it's like the cat wanted to point Suzume in this direction of
Right.
I guess learning herself, kind of not, because she wanted love from her. Very very strange, kind of unexplained reason for the cat.
I think
I'd say.
that cat did kind of direct her and lead her towards these cast of characters that she meets along the way that kind of help her understand herself and the situation that she's in. You know, because throughout the whole thing, the cat is always there at a specific place. Also, the cat kind of helped her find all these gates. They didn't just know where these gates were already.
Well, the cat was opening the gates.
We don't know that.
We do. The cat was always at the gates, and the cat was like, "What are you gonna do?"
the cat was supposed to keep the gates closed.
Right.
Yeah, I think
But-
he's opening them now.
I don't think he was opening them. I think that the cat was doing two things at once. One, helping her out as far as her own personal life, but two, also showing them, hey, these gates are weakening. You got to close them, and at the same time,
yeah, but if the cat was doing that, don't you think that they would have traveled with the cat?
Yeah.
And the cat would have showed them exactly where the gates were, and not be like,
Right.
hey, look, I'm over here. By the way, that gate over there is opening.
Yeah.
You know,
Meow. And just run away.
yeah.
I mean,
Just run away. The chair. That chair. I'll give that chair credit.
Yeah.
Definitely running to 4-2 even faster. I mean, that chair was keeping up with that
on
cat.
3 legs.
But that cat was running away the whole movie. That cat was not their friend.
Let me finish it off. Let me finish the synopsis off though. So they end up going to was the biggest gate in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they end up the journey takes them to Tokyo. They go to Tokyo, and then the biggest catastrophe.
The worm almost comes all the way
Yeah.
out.
So basically,
Yeah, it does.
these gates they hold back a big old giant worm.
Yes, from the
So-
never worm. The never
Ever after.
ever after.
Yeah.
Dead.
So
For all
what
those
happens is this
spirits.
worm comes out of the gate, comes up in the air, kind of stays in the air, and then they have a certain amount of time to close the door before the worm falls and
Correct.
creates a huge earthquake.
Nobody can see the worm. except for Suzume, Sota, and the cat. Just so y'all know.
So they make it to Tokyo, and they had the biggest gate they got to close. Well, the furthest along the worm has ever gotten, and then they have to then they realize that the cat was the keystone, and that he no longer is able to be the keystone, and that the chair is now the new keystone.
Yes.
Right.
So she ends up sacrificing him basically to close the gate, and then the rest of the story they just kind of try to bring him back.
Yeah.
Right.
And to bring him back, he has to go, they had to go to the
Ever After.
the Ever After, the portal that you find out that she originally went into as a child.
Right.
Yes.
So then there was some foreshadowing there, where in the beginning of the movie you kind of see
Her as a
that
child,
she went into the Keystone as a youngin, and she ended up seeing someone in there who she thought was her mom, but you come to find out that it's actually her, an older her.
Right.
So
From the future.
Comes back full circle.
yeah,
Give her the chair.
Yep. So it does. Basically, after they make it back to the door that she went in as a child, they were able to save. I forget his name.
Sota.
Sota. They being able to save Sota, turning him back to human, and the cat back to a keystone.
Yep.
Basically, and they saved the world, Tokyo. So, more or less.
Devin synopsis.
That one wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad at all. I mean, what you were working with a lot there.
Yeah, I mean,
It was 2 hours, you know, that I just
plot was
that I
everywhere.
just
Yeah, the
yeah.
plot
that I
was
just
kinda
condensed
everywhere,
and you know.
So yeah, that movie had a lot going on, and honestly, I didn't feel bored at any time. I didn't feel. Did you guys feel bored at any time? Did you guys feel uninterested?
I wouldn't say uninterested. I would just feel like, what the hell, more or less.
You feel like a lot of
uninterested.
ass pulls or what?
I don't know if I would call them ass pulls because we're on this journey, but like some moments I was like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense, you know.
Mm.
So
you felt like there was some inconsistency, like there was like just like kind of jumping to get to a conclusion, like there was like for example, the cats just being friends all of a sudden, even though that the black cat controlled her aunt to say the meanest shit ever,
That was fucking.
and then all of a sudden they're friends.
yeah.
That didn't make any sense. That definitely was like a
Well,
dude,
yeah, I thought there was like a polarity between them because the white
Right.
cat was like, man, they like jumped on the black cat, like trying to stop, like, hey, like
Yeah.
that's her aunt, like she can't say these things to her.
yeah.
And then
Or how about when the aunt's coworker would just like simp like
yeah.
for no reason? And you
Well,
just, I mean, it wasn't exactly for no reason, but like
right.
he would like try to be part of the story, and you'd just be
Yeah.
like, dude,
that was embarrassing.
Kinda like, what's going on here? And like got right beside her face and stuff. Like
You shouldn't be with him the whole ride.
Dude.
Yeah, that was
I'll take
definitely-
off and go with you.
That was
I think
embarrassing.
if anything, we're not addressing another fact here that she had a lot of money. Like, where's she getting all this money from? Like, she's swiping her phone and her card and everything. She's going across all of like Japan.
Yeah,
And
She's
like only
used
17.
she's used her savings.
yeah. She did say I'm using all my savings.
I think it's her
and all.
mother, her dead mother's savings, if anything. She's
Maybe.
wasting
Oh yeah, because the aunt
money.
did say that the mom had money.
Yeah.
the aunt did say, and that mean
Like, what's
rant.
going on here?
Yeah,
And she's just
yeah.
wasting all her money. Like,
I mean, I'm not even thinking about that because we don't know how much the train fare is in Japan.
and another point here, we
Okay.
all stated his age, 26, 27.
He was 26.
And then we also stated her age, 17.
Suzume 17.
And she was sliding off that bike as soon as she saw him that first time. She's like, her eyes got all like that dopamine effect, got all like wide, and then
Yes.
like she like slipped off her bike a little bit. You know
Yes.
I don't think that connection was there. I don't think that.
what?
I mean, I didn't see it.
What that she loved him?
She didn't love him
She
like.
called him gorgeous. Or
She literally
beautiful.
said later, "I'm going to save the one I love."
"Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't feel like she meant like
this is Japan, Devin.
like
Right?
she like they were fell in love. Like love like as a friendship. You
She
know?
loved him, and I don't know if he might get there, but she loved him. I saw it as like
I don't think so.
I saw it as a young girl fawning over an older man, just like
Right.
how it is normally.
She straight up skipped school just
No, I
to
wouldn't
make sure that
surprise.
he got.
Nah,
to it.
nobody.
Yeah.
No, you can't fall in love. Like
So
that's an ass pull.
So what they were trying to show us was
Yeah.
that she fell in love.
Yeah.
What Devin just said is what one of my biggest gripes. Homegirl fell in love with the chair after a day and a half, 2 days and a half,
Right.
and I just couldn't get past that. Like I get they're on this unimaginable journey together that only those two have the same connection, doing the same things. But man, like it was just so quick. You fell in love, dude. It just was like,
but
she's a young girl too, so I get it.
Not
It's
just that, but
damn,
like
man.
he is the object of her memories. Like if he was like a fucking stapler, I don't think he would have been as affectionate toward, or like in her heart. But
Yeah,
he was a chair that her mother gave her
True.
when she was younger.
Not just gave, but built.
Yeah. Exactly before she died. So
I'm gonna build one of those chairs.
That like builds a bond between them. Like she sees a chair every day, so now it's like, you know, closer to her heart.
Mm.
Not just that, but also the fact that she even said it, like, I cost you your all your 4 years of training to be a teacher. Like, you spent this whole time as a chair. This is my fault. I let the keystone out. Like, I let the cat go.
So she felt guilty.
Yeah,
She felt guilty.
It was all her fault. Like, she said it.
Was
like,
she
this is my fault.
Was she Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, well,
Was she Stockholm
I don't know
syndrome?
about that one.
Is because they were together for 3.5 days and he was a chair and she was.
But to be
He
Stockholm,
was pegging her. Are they Stockholm syndrome?
he probably was pegging her. But to be Stockholm, he has to abduct her, and he can't do that with 3 legs.
Well, he was abducted by. I don't know. It's Stockholm
And
syndrome.
she knew what she was doing. She sat on she sat on the chair. He's like,
So are these our biggest gripes we're going over right now? Because I also have another one. I really was upset with the whole worm device of like this worm coming out. I really don't like villains that are just there to move the story. Like it didn't have. I really wanted that worm to mean something. I wanted it to represent more than just
like have its own like voice.
Yeah, like, even just that. Even if it had like a plot, like I'm going to destroy the earth because you guys suck, like something. It's just a freaking plot device, and that really just kind of took me away from it.
So this is like lore, like from Japanese, and that they go into is that they have these two, basically keystones that sit at like opposite ends of Tokyo or whatever, and that they keep the natural disasters at bay.
Okay.
You know, so that's kind of you know.
All right.
I wouldn't say it's a bad guy, but that's the lore for it.
That's fair. That's fair.
And what keeps it at bay is people's memories. Like that's also something I don't understand. Like why is it only at ruins? Like it was an amusement park and a town. Like is it bad vibes? Is it bad juju?
But it was also in Tokyo.
No, I know, but in Tokyo, underneath there was it was ruins under there. So what happened was another
earthquake. Places that were like abandoned.
Good point.
That was
didn't think about that. Good point.
Like even her childhood home had a door there, or a gate, and something
ruins.
happened there. It was like a big old flood or something.
Interesting.
Like, is it bad?
Maybe the gates only come where a lot of death happens.
Bad memories or something? Because some of those people were still alive.
Yeah, I believe so. Probably like where something like
traumatic.
Yeah,
happened.
exactly.
So bad trauma.
Bad juju
makes earthquakes.
All right, I just love a good villain. You know, I just love a good bad guy villain.
You don't like the worm?
I mean, Devin's right. It is the lore. It is the story they built. They gave us that. It's just my personal gripe. I wish there was more of an overarching stuff.
What would you guys say is your favorite thing about this movie?
How much freedom she has. Like, if I was 17 and ran like around the country, I'd be in trouble.
I wouldn't. Well, she wasn't. She did get in trouble.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't get a little talking to.
Yeah, but it's her aunt. You know, it's not like it's her mom.
She was way too lenient, though. She was way. Yeah, you can't say that to me. I took care of you for all these years.
Dude, she snapped at her.
Yeah, that snap was awesome.
Yeah, like, I wasted my youth on you.
What
kind of a man wants to get with the woman with our dude? She fucking.
I was so surprised when that happened, but I'm glad it was just fake.
She started crying. Her eyes were all watering up. I was like, "Ooh, she got her good."
What we liked the most, I really liked.
Someone should have told us you a long time ago. Okay, yeah.
Right. I know. I'm griping about the love together, but I really like the kind of the action. There was a lot of action going on, mixed with the fun little slice of life. I thought it was a really, really good balance for a movie. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Some movies are like Tokyo Godfathers, which I just didn't like at all. I wasn't enthralled.
Okay.
But this one had like the perfect mix of action and then like the emotional high points.
At least those characters in Tokyo Godfather, they actually moved the story along. Like these other characters that came out of nowhere. What were they there for? Hey, I'm gonna take you to the ruins.
To enrich Suzume's life, because her whole life she was stuck in that little house, in that little place on the island, and didn't feel like there's nothing else to get out. That's why.
If anything, they aided in betting a runaway child. That's what I thought.
They did that too. While enriching her life. Two things can be true. What was y'all like the most?
Yeah, I would say like the emotional high points, especially like the.
When she stabbed the keystone, that hit. I was like, damn.
Just like so when so her mom giving her the chair and like what that chair represented to her. I thought that was I feel like the chair ended up being like my favorite character. not so much him,
Not
but
Sota,
like what,
yeah.
but exactly, but like what the chair represented, you know.
Right.
It's because Devin could run a 4.2 in high school, and so could that chair. Okay? That's why he loved the chair. That chair was fast, all right?
He was fast. And
I'm sorry.
He had
hops. He had hops.
From one end of the roller coaster all the way to the other.
Yeah, I love the chair too.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, what an empty chair represents is like someone missing, and like her mom made her that chair, and her mom was the one that was missing. So, I thought that was really good.
Piggybacking on that, though, I also appreciate the fact that, I mean, even though the characters didn't mean much that she met, not really, I like the fact they kind of introduced each gate, and each gate kind of introduced or represented past memories that a lot of people had. It was special to them, like the school, that girl, that's where I used to go to school at, and I have good memories there, and the lady's like, oh, that amusement park, well, it was so fun, getting on the Ferris wheel, and then you could hear the other people's voices. Who probably passed. I mean, some of them might have.
Wish they would have explored that more.
Yeah, I think
to be
so
honest.
Too. Yeah,
I kind of was like, "What is this? Is this going to mean something to people with memories here?" And it didn't really mean much.
I mean, it kind of did. If they create the earthworms,
I don't think they create. I think the earthworm's always there.
I think they were made worse by the.
It's really confusing because the keystones are there to keep the worm in the never after, right, or the ever after. So why did they go the ever after and hit the worm? Is the worm dead forever now, or is it still somewhere in the ever after?
This is where I think the whole.
Make sure you talk this way.
The whole time thing comes into play because all of this had to happen to create itself again. Like, she was a little girl lost in the ever after. Her older self came to save her. I think she had to go through this journey to go to that place again and do the exact same thing. They even said that we have to be returned by your own hands. Like, she has to go through all that and then return both of the keystones in there and replace them.
What would you guys say that your favorite moment was in this anime? I'll go first. So mine would be whenever you realize that it was her that went and talked to herself, her child self.
Oh, the last,
in the ever after. That moment there where she kind of tells her to, kind of like find her way, and that there's people on the journey that will love her, and kind of just end up trying to soothe her because she feels that growing up, that she didn't feel like those ways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she was kind of trying to help guide her younger self to where she wouldn't kind of not lash out, but she would feel more secure about.
And that kind of helped her in the present, because she kind of kind of like her talking to herself in her own mind.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
gave her some closure on some of that stuff.
Definitely.
No, that was a really good ending to the movie. I liked how it was full circle. I liked that it was her and not her mom. I liked that a lot.
Yeah,
that was a nice. I've seen it before, but it was done really well in the movie.
And so also just to add this, so like her mom died during a
tsunami.
Yeah, which was a natural disaster
after earthquake.
So basically, her mom probably died after one of these gates opened up.
Right.
And her mom was like was a nurse, or like one of the first responders. So during that time, a lot of them had died during.
That would have been really special to see if like maybe the worm came from her door and it was all like connected. Like
that
the first worm,
cool.
that would have been
a
nice
flashback
little...
of her mom saying, "Just keep going. I need to get these old people out or something."
The worm crashes and the door's still open and she sees them.
Yeah,
that would have been nice.
And she like gets knocked into the ever after or something.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool, but they didn't do that.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment probably was the stabbing the keystone of Sota, and that was really tough for her to do. No, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And then she did it, and that was a really tough moment. Like it wasn't hard to watch. It was just like it was a
well, she had to
emotional.
Make a choice.
Yeah. She had an ultimatum. So to either basically
one guy that you're kind of wet for, or millions of people. Like what?
Yeah, sacrifice this guy for the greater good of humanity, or let everybody else die. Let everybody else in Tokyo.
I think if anything, my favorite part is when we're introduced to Sota's friend. Playboy himself.
Oh, Arizawa.
Arizawa, right? He's like the rizziest character that we've seen so far, like in anime. Really, he straight up like kind of rizzed the girl, like, hey, like who are you? You're not his sister, you're not his cousin. Who are you?
At the end of the movie,
and then he kind of rizzed up the aunt, who was actually a baddie, by the way. Like, she's a leftover that I'd eat. All right,
she's a leftover. Yes, you know what a leftover is? That's what they call old women in Japan that aren't married.
Not just Japan, but actually a lot of Asian cultures. Most Asian cultures, if you're over 30 or 35, you're a leftover.
Leftover.
And they have different words for it in Chinese as well. But yeah, he was just a cool character. He was a good friend. He He took 2 random women to
He
go
did.
find his friend.
Yeah, I didn't like. I mean, I get Japan does that a lot. I don't know why everybody's so friendly in Japan. Like I would never. I would never.
You wouldn't do that for me?
Like 2
Wow.
strange women just get in my car? No.
I mean, I think you
Liar.
find that. I think you find that in like a lot of cultures,
I've
just
taken
not,
myself.
just not in the Western culture.
Yeah.
So
Well, I wouldn't do that for you guys.
Everything's
But,
probably way more friendly out there. Not here.
No, he was cool. I liked him.
Bet. So you like the douche. Got it.
Well, that whole little part where the aunt was like, "You're so weird" and all that, but really, but you can see she was playing with her hair. And,
Yeah, I know.
and
I was
all
like,
that
come
stuff.
on.
Like, come on.
What's your favorite character? Who was it?
The black cat, because he makes you say some fucked up shit.
Okay, fair.
The
You
truth.
Fair.
you don't really see the black cat
Sadaijin?
too much in the movie, except for like the last like 30 minutes. You end up.
It's Paul's
The
favorite
best part-
character.
The best part, though.
It's Paul's favorite character. Go ahead, give it real.
so-
Something real.
So I mean, it's got to be you have 2 main characters. You know, it's either got to be the guy or the girl. So I'm gonna go with Suzume, just because the growth in her character.
What the fuck? Why?
the growth in her character,
Is she there?
and how much like
I like her.
how much she learned from like all of her experiences and stuff like that, and how much you're able to like watch her, you know, come of age.
I really like her personality.
Run away from home, spend all your money on some random guy that you need to find and get with.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it's such
Yeah.
as growing up.
The English dub was so good with her voice. Like she was so funny, and I laughed a few times in the English dub because she's like the way she says it so quickly. It's just funny.
Like what?
I can't think of a certain thing, but it's like the timing of when she responds. Maybe just the English dub of how we do it now. But like she just answered real quick with a quick like response. It was just funny to me. Like it was like a young teen in our days. I don't know. Favorite character? Give me. I want to say the aunt.
Sota chair version?
I kind of want to say yeah. You know what? The chair version of Sota is the best character for me. Yeah, it is. It is. I love that every time the chair moved. It's my favorite.
He had to stay still sometimes.
Yeah, I love the chair.
Yeah.
And like how he's slipping into the what's that thing called from the movie Get Out? What's that stuff called? I always forget the name.
Well, I mean, he was slipping into the ever after, but but it's like
he was losing his memories and he was losing himself.
The deep. I forgot.
I don't know, but I like the chair Sota.
The no place.
Yeah. What are we rating this thing, guys?
I feel like I want to go last because I've already given you guys my rating.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna give it a solid 5. Now that we're talking about it, now that we kind of discussed it, and I'm thinking more about it, I'm gonna give it a 5. Like I've seen a lot of heartfelt movies about coming of age and lessons learned, and this wasn't the better one. I've
okay,
seen way better.
that's fair. I'll end up going next because you were so harsh about it. So I'm gonna give it a 6. So whoa, it just felt like I wish it would have given me more detail on some of the stuff. There's at one point where the guy's grandpa ends up seeing the cat, and the cat's like, "Oh, nice to see you again," you know. And so it's like, I just feel like I wish I would have got a little bit more story. Why did the cat want to?
It's a god, apparently.
Well, why does he want to mess up their life? You know, like I just wish we would have got more. The other cat just came into the story and kind of like he was supposed to be a big part of the story, but I feel like we didn't really get a lot of him.
Yeah.
So
the white cats.
You're right. There was definitely a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah. So I just wish I would have got a little bit more detail and like into some of this stuff. You know, maybe if I was Japanese, I would have gotten into like I would have known.
That's I
would have known some of the lore, but not
Chichugubo.
being Japanese. I don't know
That's Fujitori.
as much of the lore.
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, I was gonna put it here too, but I've always had in my head like this was a solid 7. I feel like we need to refine our. Yeah, I feel like we need to refine our grading, because I almost like I'm never giving something a 5 that looks that beautiful.
It was beautiful. That's why I gave it a 5.
But it's like so you don't like any of the story at all or nothing of that?
I mean, the story, like it's like what Devin said. The story was not there. Like it was just about her. You know, don't get me wrong. That is what it was about. Her and getting over like her past trauma and coming of age and memories. I understand that, and it was beautiful, which is why I gave it a mid rating. That
can you make sure you talk that way?
Hey, don't. Hey, don't. But it could have been better. I've seen much better coming of age, memories lost. Even Violet Evergarden had at least explained better, way better, some of the reasons why. I didn't say I liked it. I'm just saying it's better explaining than this movie.
I just feel like you try to keep your emotions locked away in a box and you don't let them out.
I don't want to be hurt, Devin.
So, yeah, exactly.
So inversely to your point you just made.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Okay, you know what? No.
Don't sway me. Don't sway me.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
I think we should really come together and refine our grading system. Maybe we should do like a animation, story, characterization, and then like give it points, and then that way we get our 5. Because like I almost feel like it deserves less, but I like this movie, so I'm giving it a 7.
Okay, but that's okay then.
Yeah, so
But like, what are we even?
So like, I didn't.
What are we doing here?
I
What have we
didn't.
done for the last 2 years?
I didn't dislike it, but also at the same time, I wouldn't
Yeah.
like recommend it to somebody. That I wouldn't recommend it to like one of my friends. But hey, man, this was a great movie. You know,
Right.
so
You did though.
Well,
I didn't. No, I didn't recommend it. I gave you guys
Yeah.
options to choose, but
Yeah, if someone said, "Hey, do you have a list of good of anime? Not even good, just anime movies that are like coming of age and getting over things," I would put that in the list, but I wouldn't say, "Hey, you need to watch that one first."
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, guys. What did y'all think in the comments? Let us know if this is really a 5, a 6, or a 7, or maybe higher or lower.
Is it your 10? We don't know.
Is it a 10? Probably not. Leave a like also. I think the one who made this movie also made Your Name, which
Yes,
we may
definitely.
be
That one's way better.
we
Did.
may be reviewing soon. Maybe.
And is it okay for a 17-year-old high school girl to get with a 27
They're
postgraduate?
not together. They never kissed.
Leave in the comments what y'all think, because it's illegal technically in Japan.
At
Guys,
least not as a girl and guy. Maybe girl and chair they kissed.
Oh, he did. She did sit on.
She kissed the chair?
She sat. She did. Yeah. A couple
guys,
times.
we're Sith Pupil. We're out of here.